Hey, don't you think it's too tough for us to pull anything in this town? Our faces are too well known. Yeah, I hear ya. If we don't hurry, the boss will get impatient and come looking for us himself. We're okay on that score. I went and snuck a transmitter on the boss. You can tell where he is by checking this radar, so we can always be ready for him when he blows his top. I have to hand it to you, Volley. Way to go. Oh, Treadley, looks like we've got an email. Is it the boss? Let's see. You two get back here right now, it says. Oh gosh darn it all. He sounds like he's fuming. He might dock us dinner again. We'd better scoot back. Well, so much for this radar. It's not much use if the boss is going to page us by email. Oh man, why do our lives have to be this tragic? Well, that was a weird encounter. Hello everyone, Spaced Oyster here, and welcome back to Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. In the last part, we made our way here to the ONBS news station to give that Data Rom to a much more qualified hacker than anyone at the HQ lab. Let's see. Anyway, off screen, I made sure to battle everyone in the duel square, and this Houndour here is ready to be purified now, so I'm gonna go take care of that, and then it'll be off to the Rock Poke spot. So, I will see you guys there. Hello people, it's time for Pofty's Fast Break Report. We bring you news while it's breaking. Today, we're visiting Duking, the discoverer of Pokespots, where wild Pokemon appear. Duking is said to be the driving force behind the booming popularity of wild Pokemon in Pyrite. Duking, so is this the Pokespot that you discovered?
Hello, Duking here. Yeah, that's absolutely right. For 15 long and torturous years, I toiled, snatching sleep only grudgingly, to find this Pokespot.
15 years? Is that true?
Yeah, one shouldn't let details get in the way of the story. Isn't that right, Betty?
It's Pofty.
Alright, let me explain how one goes about attracting wild Pokemon to a Pokespot. Well, seeing as you're here, wouldn't it be better if I got someone to demonstrate? Oh, you there! Yes, you, kid! You'll be perfect. Come over here, mate.
Alright, well, before we do that, while I was purifying the Houndour, who I nicknamed Buddy, by the way, because, you know, dog-type Pokemon, with the name that's called Houndour is obviously perfect pet material. The ball toy that was in my party was also ready to be purified. I ended up nicknaming that Dreidel, and I swapped them both out for Delcatty and Carvanha. So Carvanha had a black glasses that I gave to Tenebrae, so Tenebrae's dark-type moves are now getting boosted. Anyway, let's move on. Psst, Pofty, trouble, bad trouble, your makeup's running from your sweat. Oh, you should consider yourself lucky. Duking himself will show you how in person.
Oh, wait, mate, not over there. I need you over this way, between me and Betty, right?
It's Pofty.
Alright, my friend, let me show you how you attract wild Pokemon to a Pokespot. First, and above all else, you need these Duking brand Pokesnacks. Here, I'll give you some.
Woo! Received 10 of them.
Alright, my friend, lay those Pokesnacks out on that plate there. Go on now.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put 5 down here.
Very good, mate. That's how you do it. When you've laid out the Pokesnacks, leave the area. Eventually, a wild Pokemon will come along. Just you wait. The more Pokesnacks you lay out, the longer a Pokemon will stay to eat, making it that much easier to catch. This is also important. My specially made spot monitor. This, I'm sure you'll agree, is truly something awesome.
Oh my goodness, you developed this device yourself?
Yeah, one shouldn't let details get in the way of the story. Isn't that right, Betty? It's Pofty!
By the way, Duking, can you tell us what a spot monitor is?
I'm glad you asked me that. My spot monitor is a dandy. It lets you know what's happening at any Pokespot wherever you are. Here, my friend, as my thanks for hearing me out patiently, I'll make a gift of this to you, too. Slot it into your PDA. That's all you need to do to make it work. Simple.
Woo! Spot monitor. Yay, now it looks complete.
Alright, now you're set. Now, when a wild Pokemon appears at any Pokespot, your spot monitor will respond and alert you. I found 3 Pokespots in all. There's one to the west of this one here. That's right, around there. Use these Pokespots and catch yourself some wild Pokemon. Give it a try, mate. After laying out the Pokesnacks, get away from the Pokespot and wait for... Oh. Yeah, he's just repeating all that. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, you are so lucky. To get a private lesson from Duking himself, I mean. It makes me a little envious. Oh, goodness. Is the camera still rolling? Pofty's Fast Break Report. Our guest today was Duking. See you again next time.
Yeah, now you can catch wild Pokemon right here in Orre. When I'm on holidays, I should go exploring too. Alright, so let's go over the Pokemon you can actually get here. He said there are 3 Pokespots, and each of them will have 3 wild Pokemon you can get. So let's go over the ones that can show up at the Rock Pokespot. First up is Sandshrew. So Sandshrew is a pure ground type Pokemon, and it's honestly a little bit underwhelming. It has pretty good attack and defense, but everything else is average to low, and that's not really doing Sandshrew any favors. Even when it evolves into Sandslash, it's still going to struggle a bit to be a good contributor to the team, but don't let that discourage you if you want to use Sandslash. Sandslash has always been a really nice Pokemon, I think anyway. It looks kind of neat. Its ability Sand Veil boosts its evasion in a sandstorm, so if you want to use a Pokemon that can cause a sandstorm, which I think is just Tyranitar, then Sandshrew is a good fit. The second Pokemon you can find here in the Rock Pokespot is Gligar. Gligar has a very unique type combination. It's half ground, half flying. However, it's let down by its stats. It's not really the best fighter. Its defenses are good, and it can do a few things, but sadly, it's not going to be able to actually contribute as much as even Sandslash before, or at least I don't think so anyway. But again, don't let that discourage you if you want to try out Gligar. It does get an evolved form, but that is in the next generation of Pokemon. For now, it's stuck as a Gligar. And last but not least is Trapinch. So Trapinch is a very interesting Pokemon. It starts off with a really high attack stat, but low in everything else. And it also starts with a really good ability in Arena Trap, or it can have its worst one, Sand Veil. You want Arena Trap, though. Anyway, it starts off like that, but when it evolves into Vibrava at level 35, its attack stat will actually drop, and it'll get more balanced and all that stuff, until it finally gets to its final form at level 45, Flygon. Flygon is a very excellent Pokemon. It's fast, it's strong, it can do whatever you need it to do. I would highly recommend Flygon. And if you want me to use any of these Pokemon, do let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to leave a nickname suggestion if you got one. Alright, anyway. Next up, we're going to head to that second Pokestop that Duking pointed out to us. Yeah. So, the Pokestops and the Purify Chamber, they contribute to two of this game's biggest problems. Constant interruptions. You'll see that as we get going. Oh, it's you. You're that lad who helped us out on that news show. Thanks much, mate. I'm surprised you came out to a place like this. It must mean you're seriously interested in wild Pokemon. That's marvelous. This makes it all worthwhile. My teaching you, I mean. So, you fine, upstanding lad, lover of wild Pokemon, I have some information that you'll find to be special. But, my friend, I also have a favor to ask. It's a fair deal, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah! Thank you kindly. You see, there are several Pokemon that hardly ever show up at Pokespots. Trapinch, Surskit, and Wooper. I'm having a rotten time of it trying to catch those three. If you were to catch them, I'd gladly trade you some of my Pokemon, mate. I'm counting on you, mate. I've got to be on my way now. Give me just a second. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, whoops, mustn't forget. I promised to give you special information, didn't I? If you go way off to the northeast, there's a Pokespot that's hard to find since it's hidden inside a cave. Let's see. Okay, give me just a second. This thing's not cooperating with me. Okay, there we go. That's my favorite Pokespot. You've got to go see it. Well, I guess I should be going on my way. Real pleasure chatting with you again, mate. I'll be heading back to Pyrite. Come visit whenever you'd like. Let's meet again, mate. Alright, so first let's go over the Pokemon that can show up in the Oasis Pokespot. So first up in the Oasis Pokespot is Hoppip. Now, Hoppip as a battler is going to be kinda useless for you. It basically cannot do a lot. The only thing it has really going for it is that it's fast, and grass and flying isn't a really stellar combination. You really have to watch out for ice-type moves if you want to use a Hoppip. Let's see, I think it evolves into Skiploom around level 20, and then into Jumpluff, its final form, at level 30-ish. And its issues never really go away. It'll get a little bit more sturdy, and it'll be able to hit a little bit harder, but Jumpluff is still an extremely weak Pokemon when it comes to attacking, so you'd be better off with other grass or flying types if you need an offensive Pokemon. On the defensive side of things, however, Jumpluff can be really handy since it gets access to moves like Sleep Powder and all that fun stuff, and I believe it can also learn Leech Seed. If that's an egg move, though, you won't be able to pull that off in this game since you can't breed Pokemon. But Jumpluff was really made a name for itself in PvP battles with its ability to use Leech Seed kind of decently. It wasn't the best user of it, but that was pretty much all it could do. So, when all you have is a hammer. Anyway, the second Pokemon that can show up here at the Oasis spot is Phanpy. So Phanpy is another pure ground-type Pokemon. Give me just a second. Okay, yeah, another pure ground-type Pokemon. And just like Sandshrew before it, it is also pretty strong and with pretty high defenses and pretty much lacking in every other area. It keeps those same assets when it evolves into Donphan. I don't know what level. That should be on the screen. Anyway, when it evolves into Donphan, its attack stat will skyrocket, as will its defense, and that makes it a very useful ground-type Pokemon to have. Yeah, Donphan and Sandslash, they're actually pretty similar if you're looking to build a PvP team for this generation, since they can fill the same niche of using the move called Rapid Spin to remove entry hazards like spikes. Actually, that was the only one this generation. So if you need a Pokemon that can do that, Donphan or Sandslash are both pretty good for that, or they both can do it. Donphan has the advantage of having higher base stats, but Sandslash gets access to Swords Dance, so it can buff its attack stat and deal more damage, if it can pull the buff off. Anyway, yeah, Donphan's a good choice too. Last but not least is Sir Skit. It's based on a water strider, and while it's interesting as a Sir Skit, being the first bug and water type Pokemon, it sadly does not keep that interest going. At level 22, it'll evolve into Masquerain and become the ever so generic bug and flying type, and it can't really do anything. The only benefit to using Masquerain is that it gets access to Intimidate, otherwise it's just far too weak to pull anything off. But if you want me to use Masquerain at Donphan or Jumpluff, do let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, it's time to get back to it. I'm actually gonna make a save here. Oh, right, and before I actually leave this area, I'm gonna set up some Poke Snacks here at the Oasis spot, because why not? Alright, and then last but not least, let's head to the Cave Poke spot. Hey, those guys look familiar. What do you figure the boss is going to do now? I'm tired of this life, man. I need to put down roots somewhere. Don't mind too much. You know what the boss always says. He'll get Team Mirabee together one day, and we'll own all the Pokemon in the world. Sure. Do you really think we could pull off something like... Actually, you know what? I'm going to save again, but right here, so that way, if something bad happens... I don't think it should, but you never know. You never know. We're good. Okay, anyway. Ah! Boss! Oh, phew. It's just some kid. Don't sneak up on me like that. Oh, don't be so jumpy. I've got my radar. We'll know if the boss is coming around. Yeah, it's true. That radar's got something. It's the boss, Mirabee! Ooh. Love the afro. Oh, whoa! Hey, my posse! Have you rounded up Pokemon like I wanted? Stop the music! Sniff. Oh! I sense the pleasing scent of Pokemon. Oh, yes I do. Maybe you're just a little hood, but maybe you're also one fine trainer with the goods. How about you get with it and join my posse? Be one of us, and you'll soon be owning all the Pokemon around the world. No? I thought you'd say that. You always had this smell to me, you see, that you would be our enemy. But isn't this the first time we've met? How I deal with a threat is to nip it while it's a bud yet. I'll be showing you my power now. Try not to be blown away by a sense of wow. Let the music play! I need to settle on an accent for him. He ended up being more southern than I wanted him to. Anyway, this is Mirabee. If you've played Pokemon Coliseum, you should have already recognized him from his, frankly, sexy afro. Sadly, he's gotten weaker since Pokemon Coliseum, because his his team of quadruple Ludicolo has been replaced with Lombres. Or they devolved somehow. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna swap in my Tenebrae. And we're gonna hit one of the Lombres with Return. Yeah. I remember Mirabee being extremely difficult in the Coliseum. I struggled so much battling him. And he's honestly going to be able to put up a good fight here. He loves to use the move Rain Dance, because both of the Lombre, no matter what ability they have, they benefit from being in the rain. They can have either Rain Dish, which gradually restores their HP at the end of the turn, or Swift Swim, in which case they will be able to move a lot faster, only when it's raining. The rain also boosts the power of their water-type moves, and it decreases the power of fire-type moves. So even if these guys didn't know Water Gun, Krakatoa would not be a good choice to keep in. He wouldn't be able to deal any damage to these two. But I do love this song. Anyway, Mirror B is going to serve a purpose for us in this game, but we'll get to that once we've finished beating him. I'm going to put the whole battle on screen because, you know, why not? The battle theme is sexy. And I guess well, I could keep talking about other things, but I don't remember what else to talk about. Not at this point. Well, I guess I could bring up Super Smash Bros. I've really been enjoying it, like I've already mentioned. Yeah, so much so that it's even been distracting me from actually doing Dragon Quest too. I'm so behind on that. But you just gotta do what you want to do, not what you need to do. And I really do want to keep this series going. Anyway, he's also got a Voltorb. It matches his hair. And it's also a Shadow Pokemon. Yeah, sadly, I think Bearpun's gonna get KO'd, so I won't be able to weaken the Voltorb this turn, and KO the Lombre, but I can try. Oh no, Bearpun fainted! Whatever will I do except send out Felicity? Way to go, Tenebrae! Yeah, they did change up his battle theme for this game too. I think Coliseum he had a different one. But I really do enjoy this one. I don't know if I like it better than the other one, but let's just call it 50-50. Anyway, let's go ahead and tackle the Voltorb and Thunder Wave it. You can't deal that much damage to my Felicity. Felicity can take a hit. I just hope it doesn't have static. Getting paralyzed would be a bit inconvenient. Anyway, now to begin my capture process, I'm going to have Tenebrae use some sand attacks, and Felicity is gonna body slam it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about that Shroomish we caught a little while ago. The Shroomish actually will know False Swipe upon being purified. False Swipe is a move that it is impossible to KO an opponent with False Swipe. It will guarantee that they survive a lethal hit from that with 1 hit point remaining. So that Shroomish actually is very valuable for that purpose, if nothing else. It can make it a lot easier to weaken other Pokemon to capture. I really should have brought that up, but I forgot about it. But they actually did give False Swipe to a lot of Pokemon in this game. You know, because you're gonna have to capture a lot of Pokemon anyway. Speaking of captures, let's get this Voltorb. I actually used Voltorb once in this game before, and it turned out okay. It was really neat. Alright, we caught it, and in a Pokeball too. That's so thematic. defeated the Wanderer, Mirror B. You messed up my rhythm. I just can't. No, I just can't do it. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps coming out southern. I just want him to be like some sort of rocker or whatever, but I am horrible at this. Oh, you make me so angry. I'm seeing red. Don't you dare think this is over. Just you wait and see. One of these days, with my elegant steps, I'll knock you sideways. Let's go! Escape! Alright, Gulpin in the Purified Chamber is ready to be purified, and he also dropped the Mirror Radar. So, the Mirror Radar, let's see, to Trudley. This is how the radar works. When you're finished reading, get rid of this. This radar shows you where Mirror B, that's the boss, happens to be. Whenever the boss appears somewhere, a mark appears on the screen. When you see the mark, check out the radar. It'll tell you where he is. You'll probably ask me where the boss is when he's not on radar. You know how mysterious he can be. Who knows where he goes off to? Probably off getting Pokemon or something. Somewhere far away out of the transmitter's range. From Folly. No, we don't need to read those again. Michael, I haven't completed analysis on the Data Rom, but I did make a stunning discovery about Cypher's plan. Please come right away. We need to discuss this in person. Well, that sounds urgent. But what's even more urgent than that is going over the Pokemon that are in the Rock Pokespot. So, here in the Rock Pokespot, we can get Zubat. Zubat is the most common encounter, and, true to any Pokemon game. And Zubat is, honestly, rather interesting, I guess. It's half poison, half flying, so it's got some pretty useful resistances going on there. And it's pretty fast, and while its level up moveset is a little shit, once it starts learning more and more moves, Zubat will definitely turn out to be an asset, especially after it evolves into Golbat, and then Golbat at about level 22, and then likely soon after Crobat, based on how friendly it is towards you. As a Crobat, it's probably going to be the fastest Pokemon in your entire team. There are very few things that are faster than a Crobat. Crobat's just a very good all-around choice if you want a good flying type or poison type Pokemon on your team. The second Pokemon that can show up here is Aaron, or Aaron. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, Aaron is half rock, half steel, and it's got some good defenses to back that up. And sadly, that leaves it with a quadruple weakness to fighting, and its only meaningful resistances being the usual steel-type ones. Normal, rock, and a bunch of other stuff, actually. It can also resist Psychic, Ghost, Dark, Dragon. Steel just resists so many things. Anyway, it'll evolve into Lairon pretty late at about level 33-ish, and then into its final form, Aggron, at I want to say about level 45. As an Aggron, it'll keep its very sky-high defenses, which are backed up with its sky-high defense stat. Its special defense is a little low, and that defense will be backed up with a pretty good HP stat and attack stat, so Aggron can deal some damage. It's pretty much able to deal damage the way it looks like it should. You just have to be careful of those fighting type moves, but you can't go wrong with a good Aggron. Last but not least, for the cave Pokespot is Wooper. Wooper is half water and half ground, and that is an excellent type combination. Wooper is only weak to grass type moves. Wooper has the same problem that most water types have. Well, problem in massive air quotes, in that it won't be able to get access to Surf, which would otherwise be fantastic in this game. But Wooper will get access to Earthquake since it is half ground, and I think it learns that naturally, and it'll also get access to a lot of other good water type moves. It'll evolve into Quagsire at about level 20-ish, and as a Quagsire, it should be rather interesting and powerful. Quagsire is definitely quite the neat Pokemon. Its stats are a bit low, and I don't think it doesn't have a ability it is very well known for in this generation just yet, but regardless, you can't go wrong with Quagsire. It'll definitely be an asset. And we should also cover that shadow Pokemon we caught, Voltorb. So Voltorb as a pure electric type Pokemon and is pretty much the textbook definition of what you should expect from your usual electric type Pokemon. It's fast. In fact, that's really the only thing Voltorb has going for it. It's just fast. It should evolve into Electrode at about level 33-ish, where it gets a whole lot faster. I think it's only slower than one other Pokemon in this generation, Ninjask. But sadly, aside from its speed, Electrode doesn't really have anything else going for it. It can learn Thunder Wave, and so it can quickly paralyze targets for you, but its attack stats are too low to make good use of its electric type moves. And it learns Explosion, but its attack stat's really low. It'll still deal a very significant amount of damage, and it'll hit every Pokemon on the field if it does explode. But I wouldn't really recommend relying too much on a strategy like that. It'll leave your Electrode having a tough time getting EXP, because the main way it's going to be dealing damage is to just kill itself. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend using Electrode that way too much, but if you want to give it a shot, go for it. And if you want me to give any of those 4 Pokemon a shot, do let me know in the comment section below. Oh wait, no, there are 3 more Pokemon to go over. Duking mentioned the 3 rarest Pokemon from each Pokespot, Trapinch, Surskit, and Wooper, and he will trade specific Pokemon for each one of those. So if you trade him a Trapinch, he will give you a Meditite that will know Dynamic Punch, Confusion, Shadow Ball, and Detect. Meditite is a very interesting Pokemon. It should evolve into Medicham at about level 30-ish, and as a fighting psychic type, it's going to be a little bit interesting. Sadly, it doesn't have the special attack stat to make good use of its psychic type moves, but its ability Pure Power allows it to make very, very good use of its fighting type moves, as well as that Shadow Ball that it knows at the start. And, you know, all around, Medicham should be able to deal some good damage for you, should you choose to use it. If you trade Duking a Surskit, he will trade you a Shuckle. So, the Shuckle should know a pretty good moveset. It would be nearly good for PvP battles. However, that doesn't really mean that Shuckle is worth using in this game. The Bug and Rock type Pokemon has the highest defense stats of any Pokemon in this generation. Its defense and special defense are higher than Deoxys in its defense form, which does say a lot. However, Shuckle is let down by its biggest flaw. Every other stat besides those 2 is extremely low. With low HP, it actually can't tank the hits as well as you would like, and with its very poor attack stats, Shuckle can't really contribute too much more than just poisoning an opponent and then waiting until they die. Yeah, it's not going to be very handy, especially since with 2 Pokemon being out at a time, the battles are a lot more fast-paced, but Shuckle can be an interesting choice should you try to use it. And then last but not least, if you trade Duking a Wooper, he will trade you a Larvitar. A very sexy Larvitar since it knows Dragon Dance. So Larvitar, it starts off pretty weak as a rock and ground type, and it doesn't really have much going for it. That is until it gets to level 55, however, where it'll evolve into the massively overpowered Tyranitar. Tyranitar, regardless of how you build the rest of your team, is an absolute beast that will destroy everything in its path. Its ability Sandstream will cause a sandstorm to come up whenever it's sent out, and as a dark and rock type, it's not going to be hurt by that sandstorm, but it will be able to deal good damage with its both of its stab moves, dark and rock. Same type attack bonuses. I'm rambling. Anyway, yeah, Tyranitar can pretty much deal with any threat you need it to, in any way you like. Yeah, so that's all those Pokemon in a nutshell. If you want me to use any of those, any at all, do let me know in the comment section below. I would not be able to nickname the Meditite, Shuckle, or Larvitar since they wouldn't belong to me, but if you have a nickname suggestion, just go ahead and leave them there anyway. I might use it later. Anyway, for now, I am actually going to call that an episode here. Yeah, I'm going to purify those other Pokemon off screen, but for now, I'm going to call that an episode. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.